Hey everyone. Starting a few minutes late. But you know what? Late is so subjective. Welcome to our platypus habitat. I'm really kind of happy with this. Good morning, Victoria. Welcome. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I really appreciate it. Hey, Lynn. Is it really morning for you, though? Oh, what did I want to do today? This is the issue with Planet Zoo. Is like you just get so into it, and you're like, you don't really know what you want to do anymore. Hey, Birdie. It is morning for us. Afternoon a little bit. Sorry I was late, though. I had to scarf down some lunch, and I was running a tad late, so I wasn't sure if I was going to make it or not. First things first, I loved the suggestion in our community about it's 5:30. Oh my goodness! Hey, Penguin. I loved the idea of adding in some color to this back wall. So there's a few things that we can kind of accomplish on today's stream. I'm hoping you guys will hang out and help me build some cool things. Hey, Marie. Huh. When the random rotation does not work in your favor. Hey, Nausicaa. Good evening indeed. Happy Sunday or Monday, depending on whereabouts you guys are. Thanks for coming to hang out. See, just like a splash of color definitely does help. So how's everybody's weekend been or going? It's quite it's quite warm up here in Canada right now. I had to mow the lawn this morning, and I'm kind of thankful I did it at 9 a.m. because it was already like 30 degrees outside. Ah, days off are the best. Any big plans for your day off? Days off are so like underappreciated. I agree with the whole nothing. Like if you're gonna have a day off, you just don't want to do anything. You just want to hang out. None of those like to-do lists. No cleaning the house or mowing the lawn. Just hang out, play some video games. That's really all it is. It is really hot and humid right now on the East Coast, that's for sure. I am going to apologize in advance as well. If you guys hear some squeaking in the background, what it is I got my dog a squeak toy. We went to the pet store today, and she picked up a new squeaking toy. So if you guys hear squeaking in the background, I'm going to apologize in advance. Planet Zoo is always in the plan. Although now I guess we have to say Planet Zoo and maybe Planet Coaster might be in the plan. Planet Coaster 2 officially announced. I know we've talked a lot about it in the chat, so I won't bore you guys too much about it, but I, for one, am super excited for it. I just think it's really cool. Kind of dig those roots, like on the back wall. I think that kind of works really well. Oh my goodness, I can only imagine. Texas has the crazy... I hear a lot of crazy things about Texas weather. You guys just can't win sometimes. So today's live stream, just so you guys know, it's all about just detailing, I think. Just getting this habitat and the area to look a little bit nicer. Maybe going back over on some of the older things, cleaning them up a little bit as well. But that is our goal today. Just going to do a lot of little detailing. You know what? Nothing beats like fresh rainfall, like summer rain, the best. It's the humidity that kills you. It's not the heat. Like I'm okay with the dry heat. It's like that humidity that just kind of kills you though. We've had a few up in Canada, like in Ontario, that have been really kind of like pretty out there, but it's short and sweet. Like they're here like 5 minutes, gone the next minute. Like it's unfortunate. So I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate. For those who are in the Discord, you would have definitely seen me playing around in Baldur's Gate. I've been doing like an honor run. So for those who don't know Baldur's Gate, an honor run is one save. You only have the one save. You can't reload. Your decisions are final. Which is like if you're gonna play an RPG game or any type of game, I feel like if you have to have kind of like that fear of consequences associated with your decisions. I failed my honor run this morning. It's done. It's over. I'm started a new one. I ran into a Drider last night, and I've actually never beaten Baldur's Gate either. And I ran into a Drider, and I did not know what to do. and they just destroyed my entire party. So now I get to do it again. But you learn, you live and learn. Um, so that's on me. But it's part of the fun, I think, having to learn how to deal with your consequences. Yeah, I know. Same class, same race. I actually really like what I was doing. I was playing a half elf paladin, Oath of Ancients, and I normally play ranger, and like playing the paladin has been kind of fun. Although I didn't realize that playing a warrior in Baldur's Gate also means that you get an extra feat. So I was like, that's kind of nice that you get an extra feat at that like in between. Man, 150. I have like 100 hours in this game, and I have yet to beat it. I've replayed Act One so many times. For me, it's I take advantage of the save system. So like if something doesn't go my way, I'll like always reload, which I get. Like that's part of the game. Like that's normal. But for me, it's just it's not what I wanted. It's I wanted my decision to really kind of like matter, you know. Ah, I don't even know. I don't even know what piece that is. What did I use? Twilight door plank. Yo, I've actually never played Baldur's Gate in multiplayer before. I've always been a kind of like a solo. I might take you up on that offer, Birdie. Uh, Sorry, you've outed me. Come on, man. Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta do that? Yeah, I made it to the last light in. It was the first time I've ever made it to the last light in, and then I died like shortly after. I'm not gonna spoil it because it's a fun game, so I'm not gonna spoil any of my issues that I've had at the last light in. But it was a fun game. It was good. I learned a lot, I think, and like at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. One of these days, I'll beat Baldur's Gate. It'll happen. I think the more I play, the easier it becomes. Like it just like because it like you get used to the characters, you get used to like the different motions. I didn't even know like I've played this game for like 200 hours almost, 100 and some odd hours, and I didn't even know that like a potion of speed would give you an extra act because I don't read things, and that's my problem. That's why I suck at certain games. You can only laugh about it, though. That's all. It's all you can do. Okay, so for those who are new to this platypus habitat, here's the idea. So we'll have an entrance with like not like there's really no backstage for this particular area. There is going to be like a little hallway. So we're gonna have this entire area, which is that's all the land, and then they're going to be able to swim under the bridge between the two areas. Hopefully they'll be able to swim, and they'll be able to go between the two. That is the plan. That is the idea. So I'm actually really excited about this habitat. It's the first time I've ever built like a bridge over a habitat before. Never done something like that. So it's all new. The trick is going to be making it actually work. And then I have some ideas. I have some ideas to kind of like fill in this gap because we'll have one more habitat, which is kind of my plan is to have it like kind of go right here. And then we'll stick some exhibits because a lot of people have provided feedback that I need to have exhibits in this particular build, so we're gonna put the exhibits right here. But right now it's coming along, and I just really want to do some detailing. Hey Liz, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming to hang out. So that is the plan for this habitat house. I'm actually really excited to see it kind of come to an end, and see how we kind of work with it all together. If the music is too loud, please let me know as well. I know we had that issue in the last stream. Oh, thanks, Liz. I'm really excited. A huge shout out to Sori actually, who was helping me design this. I don't know if he actually, I don't know if you know that you helped out on it. It's a bit quiet. Okay, hang on. I have a way of improving this. Let me know if that's better for you guys. Hopefully that's not too bad. We're not building too much as we're just kind of detailing our entire habitat house. Ideally, what I would like to do on this stream today is I would like to get the building footprint finished with our final habitat, which kind of still on the fence about what's going to go into that habitat, to be honest. And then hopefully we'll just make it look a little bit more presentable. Right now, though, we're working on building a kind of like a break in the path. We can kind of place some kind of cool education elements on it and stuff like that, and make it like a little wavy. Ignore the fact that it's all the same height right now. We will adjust that as we go. I spent the morning on Pinterest, going through everything, trying to look for like something that would look kind of nice from this perspective. So now that we kind of have like everything we want, very much so, easy plank. Who needs other wood types with when you have the Indonesian wood piece? Okay, so thought process. Thought process. Placing it something like right here. And all it does is it acts as a break, and then we can kind of place, if I did this correctly, you know what we could actually do here? I've been meaning to do this for a while now. I actually like that. Thank you. I like the idea of having like these. Nope. I like the idea of having these like seating areas that if you were to sit down, like it takes like a full. You are like taking yourself away from the rest of the hubbub. So the idea behind it would be that like people would travel on this side. You kind of come, sit down, and look into the little seating area here, or like the little swimming area here. Hey, Blob. Welcome to the stream. I kind of like the like just how it kind of breaks it up a little bit because it is a really open space. We'll have to kind of work around. And there was something else I kind of wanted to do. I picked up something from the workshop, and I'm hoping that I can use it in a cool way. So I picked up this map of Australia. As I struggle. Hey, Grizz. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming to hang out. Okay. So here's the important question. Helps if I have it facing the right direction. It's going. It's coming. We're detailing because I'm actually really happy. I was on the fence with our platypus habitat, but I'm really happy with what we've accomplished. What does it look like? A fat kangaroo? I don't know. If you kind of look at it like this, I'm just saying. If you look at it from this direction, you have your two legs. You have the head. It kind of looks like a cow that's had a bite taken out of its back. That's what it looks like to me. But I'm not going to begrudge anybody putting in the time and effort to make like an entire country. So what I wanted to do, we need some like little dots. Okay, so if we look at this. Wombat is kind of just up on the edge here. Okay, so that's the wombat. And then we'll do the koala up here. But first, before we forget, we'll just adjust the color. Go with like a nice blue. The Rorschach test. This might be dumb, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna think it's gonna be the dumbest thing ever. And then we have the platypus. All in the same area. I don't think it's gonna work. It's sunk. I'm gonna take that back. I'll have to, maybe I'm gonna try to rework it. Maybe we'll do something a little different. You know what, actually? We could still make this work and extend. We don't need this anymore. Get rid of all this. So what if we do something like this? So we could do something like this. I actually kind of like how this looks. Just decorative. I want what I'm thinking of doing, and like hear me out on it. So we have these like paths kind of like arching through the entire house, the habitat house. What if they all kind of connected right here? So this will be, you come in through the entrance, and if you were to just follow, like if you were to follow them, you'd come in, follow the path. You can see the wombat, circle around, kind of come up here. We'll have it kind of come around. We'll have it loop around, come in here, come back in, over here, through here. So it's kind of like a path, and we'll have it come back out. It'll meet right here, and then we'll have another one come across the bridge and then meet right here. So you can kind of just like follow the wavy aspect of the entire build. I think that's a kind of an interesting idea in my eyes anyway. It's a nice use of the decorative piece and adds a little bit of color. Yeah, that actually might work. So just kind of copy this. Yeah, I feel like that kind of works. Exactly, like a little meeting point. Oh, you know what we could do? We could do like a tour. Have a tour start right there and then have it like kind of go around. That would be really cool. So that's one way we can kind of fill up this space, make it look a little bit more inviting, brighten it up a little bit. Because it is awfully dark. Now the other thing I downloaded from the workshop, which I really like the idea of it. I want to see if maybe we can kind of work something like this into the build. I'm also very curious how they built it. My goodness. I can see why it's like 1,200 objects. 1,200 pieces. I feel like that doesn't look that bad. I'm amazed what they put into building this though. Oh, thank you very much, Victoria. It doesn't. It only looks good because I have such an amazing community that helps me out. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would be where I am today if it wasn't for all the help. Like I still remember to this day, Claby actually provided the first bit of feedback on one of my builds, and it was how to get rid of like the flickering and how I could detach a piece from one group and then like kind of move it around. and then so that you get rid of that flickering. He taught me that. It was one of the first pieces of feedback. And then look at where we are today. Oh yeah, that helps so much. It's significantly brighter now in this habitat. All right, that's it's definitely coming along. So we have a nice little education center. I really like the idea of adding in some more pots, though. This is something I've never really done in the game. My goodness. We've stopped walking our dog in this weather. To be honest, it's way too hot. And like our dog's like a little bulldog, so like she already has enough breathing problems as it is. All we need to really do is add a whole other mess to it. Yeah, it is the downside, right? It's like, how do you justify like burning off some energy, but at the same time, like not having to deal with heat stroke, right? It's a very unfortunate thing to have to worry about. That's for sure. I did. I learned that I'm really curious as to what classifies as like a premium peacock, like the best peacock. Like what makes that? Seems like an arbitrary. Like what goes into that decision, that discussion. You know. I kind of like these palms. Yo, it's wild how much like just like a few small things can do to make like a huge change in terms of like what you're building. This looks 10 times better already. So we have a large open space. We'll have to have a door to a back area here, which is going to lead to this hallway. But I'm thinking maybe we could do some type of education sign here as well. Really on the fence about what that's going to look like though. What else can we do to kind of spruce in this place up a little bit? The leg destroyer. That's why I wanted two dogs personally. My thought process was like, you get two dogs, they're just gonna play each other. They'll play with each other, and you don't have to ever worry about it. My wife vetoed that option though. It's like a hard no on that one. Okay, so I prepared for today because I picked up a few items on Pinterest. I saved a few things on Pinterest that I really like the look of. Yeah, I like my friend has two dogs and they definitely get along, but I've seen people with like two dogs, they don't get along in any way. That black looked really weird, and it wasn't because it was black, it was because it was purple. Who has where did we put the fonts? I'm looking for like the best fonts out there. So while we're all waiting for me to find some fonts, what games have everybody been playing recently? Anything fun? Christina's, okay. How do you like Grounded, Max? Oh, these are sharp fonts. My goodness. I hear like a lot of really cool things about it. Nausicaa, how happy were you that I definitely understood what was in your like the homage that your build was for? Oh, I don't think I can actually fit this. No, it's not gonna work. As soon as I saw it, like I was looking at it, and I was really impressed with what you had built. Like, and then I saw it, and I was like, this looks like I feel like I've seen this game before. How does this look for like a type of education sign? It was I watched it. Neves Gaming played it. That's actually where I found it the first time. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's amazing how many like indie games out there that exist that are just like fantastic. Yeah, actually, so do I. This is the first time I've made my own personal, like my own education sign. I'm actually really impressed with this. And then what we can do is we can put. I have to work on this. And who knows? Maybe I'll solicit Max's help on creating a map for this. Yeah, I don't know, Max. You make some pretty awesome looking maps, so maybe I'll get you to help out a little bit. Okay, so we have some education signs placed down. We still have a really open area. I don't really know what to do here. What could we put here to fill this space up a little bit? And we have to put more education signs down over here. It's easily completed though. Just steal this. See, I was thinking green area as well, as like an alternative, because like you can't go wrong with having some type of greenery placed there. Just easy peasy. So while I was when I went to Boston, I saw this really cool. I went to the aquarium and they had the penguin exhibit inside the aquarium, and in the penguin exhibit they had these really cool screens set up so that you could every penguin had like a color coded bar on one of their fins, or like on one of their paw, like their legs or whatever. And what you could do is you could search the color code up, and it would tell you all the facts about this penguin, where they came from, who their parents were, if they had any offspring. It was a really cool education element, and I would love to be able to do something similar to that in Planet Zoo. So we could do something green, but what if we did? I don't know, what would we put here? We have a lot of green spaces already, so I didn't really want to. What could we put? I have to think about this. Unless we tear it all up and we put like an exhibit there or something like that. Hmm. Yo, this is starting to come together. You know what? I actually have this really cool challenge, and I will give you guys all a sneak peek at it. The concept of our next challenge is going to be a renovation. So somebody would need to they would need to come. We're going to build a like a dilapidated building, and we're going to put together like a small building, kind of like break it all up, make it look a little bit old, and then the goal is for you guys to take that and turn it into something new. But you can't delete the old building. You have to incorporate that building into the actual build, whatever it is that you're doing. So if anybody wants to build an old building, by all means, you're more than welcome to do so. Yeah, so we've done we've had a lot of people talk about it, renovations, and Jean was part of it. Like I think she was getting Claby, or Claby was helping Jean on some renovations and stuff like that, quote unquote renovations. Blob had this amazing old building that he turned into something else, and then I think everybody's kind of done some form of that, and that's the idea. I don't know if that would be a win, Wowie. I like what you're thinking though. Whoever wins this challenge, because you participated, you now have to build a dilapidated building. I love it. Oh goodness. Okay. The other thing we have to kind of figure out, is what am I gonna do with this a giant eyesore? And participating has its consequences. It's very true. Participating does have its consequences. They come with its own consequences. There's one thing that we have not placed in this entire habitat build that we've totally forgotten to do, which is we have no donation bins. And part of the reason why are these donation bins are freaking ugly. That's one way to do it. Yeah, like it would be really cool. Like we could do like an old barn. We could do a kind of like a broken down building. There's a lot that's like open for interpretation on this particular build, which is kind of why I'm really excited about it. I kind of like the way this looks, except that like there's really nowhere for you to put your money into it. A gray Soviet building. Now I remember why I don't give you guys heads ups to our build challenges. At least that looks somewhat better. Like, this is something we can work with. I feel like that would just be, like, evil. I think I do remember. I have another idea for what I want to do here. And let me run it by you guys and get your feedback. Yeah, that looks half bad. That doesn't look half bad. At least now we can start making money off this. Okay, so the other concept that I had for this space. So I saw something really cool when I was in Calgary. Like, really cool when I was in Calgary. I really liked how it looked. And I feel like this might be something I need a little bit of help on. So what I was thinking, so we just have to go to, like, hang on, let me get something from the market. So what I was kind of thinking, we could do like a half-in exhibit that would work into the wall, so we can kind of like sink it in. We can kind of like flesh it out a little bit, but we could work it into like the side of a habitat. But the idea behind it just looks a little bit more realistic, because like having a giant 4 meter by 4 meter box just doesn't scream realism to me, to be entirely honest. And then we can kind of like make this, we can kind of like jury rig this around a little bit. Anyway, that's the thought process behind it. So it might be something I'm gonna work on that for a little bit. It could be like a little like a mini episode that I've started kind of playing around with. But that would be something I would like to do with this space. I think it would be a good use of the space, at a minimum. So we'd have like a little alcove with like a little exhibit box, and we can do like multiple of them, so we can place them all over the place. That is the idea anyway. But of course, like, let me know what you guys think and how that would look, because I think it would be really cool. Yeah, so we've kind of built everything that I wanted to build. So let's see if our platypus will actually survive in this habitat. Oh, sprinklers. Alfred had an awesome idea to add sprinklers, because this area would be super humid. I definitely have to add some sprinklers still to this build. So it's definitely it's definitely in the works. And I know the perfect video to watch on how to build sprinklers. And his name starts with a T, but it's silent. So I'm a little worried that this habitat's not going to be big enough from a land space perspective. I think it will be. I think it'll be fine. But that concern definitely exists. What else have I done recently? I've started researching for our next Dungeons and Dragons campaign. For those who don't know, our first campaign is near the end. I think we're going to have one more session, and then we'll be officially complete. So we have our next session in the works. And for those who are playing Dungeons and Dragons, no need to create new characters. We're going to probably, unless you want to, but we'll probably end up using the same, but we're going to revert them back to level 1. And then we're going to start fresh, I think. Because the new campaign that I have is a much larger one. And it's I've already kind of teased it. We have a really cool campaign. I'm going to pick it up. And on top of that, I've actually invested in getting some rule books. And the way Roll20 works is that we can actually incorporate my rule books that I pick up into your session, so that when you go to create your characters, you'll have the full player's handbook. So you'll have all the options available to you. So I'm really excited because it's just going to make it easier for you guys, which, like, ultimately at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Okay. So our platypus habitat is set up. Has everything that we want it to be. Yeah, I think if we go back to level 1, because we're going to have a lot of new players joining that kind of missed out on the level up, because if we think about it, like, Nausicaa just joined and she's already at level, Nausicaa's already at level 3. Nothing wrong with that. But I figure if we all revert back to level 1, it'll just give everybody that experience. And then what we can do is we can come up with, like, a core group of people that will play on a regular basis, so that we can kind of create something that will look, I like to think, really cool. But, of course, again, always open to suggestions. So it's not necessarily going to be, it's not set in stone. All right. So we have some, like, waterfalls hanging out in the back. We have, like, a little pipe circulating the water. So it's gonna, and then I have to put in some type of water main somewhere in here, because I have none of that. So we'll have to go back through and figure that out. Yeah, it's because we've had a lot of new players join, and that's okay. Like, it was always about, like, having fun playing Baldur's Gate, or not Baldur's Gate, my goodness, Dungeons and Dragons. Lots of new people hanging out with us, so why not do something like that? But that's the idea. But I'm, of course, always open to suggestions. And it's not going to be we're going to play a little bit more hard and fast with the rules. Not so we're gonna, like, no total party kills. Like, we're never gonna fail, but it might be a little bit more difficult, because part of the game is, having those when you try really hard and you're, like, on the cusp of defeat, and then you manage to eke out that win. That's just, it makes you feel so good about your campaign, and that's really what kind of gets the story together and stuff like that. Okay, let's take a look here. They're not happy with the terrain. Too much grass. I understand that. Not enough sand. But look at that. More than enough space, which is fantastic. And so let's figure this out. Terrain. We'll get some rock going. Oh, thank you very much, Blob. Sorry, Birdie. Everything was related to the campaign so far, with the exception of the owl bear. So the owl bear was an optional encounter that we could have in the campaign, and the idea behind it was that you, if you like sometimes like on your way to and from an adventure, you might run into your to an owl bear or something like that. So that's where that kind of came in. Okay, I think there you go. I don't care about plants. We are way over our plant coverage. But what's new? And there's not enough toy enrichment, which makes sense. But our platypus, our platypi are very happy. I like to think they are very happy in their new habitat. Let's see if maybe we can see them swimming around though. Oh, look at them go. So I'm really curious is if they're going to swim under the bridge. No, go to the bridge. Nerds. Oh, yes. Perfect. Okay. So this is exactly what we wanted. Was for them to come and hang it over here. I'm over the moon by this. Let's see. Oh, it looks like our guests are super happy about the about seeing them as well. Lots of traversable area. Perfect. I think we're good. And they have like a little area where they can kind of hide in all the foliage. This is like my favorite habitat yet. More so because I've done the first time. This is the first time I've ever built something like that goes over a bridge, or goes under a bridge. I feel like that's really cool. I would love to stand on this bridge and then just stare and see these the platypi. Oh, just a little bit more rock work, I guess. Just cover up all that grass. Yeah, it's success. It's such a good feeling when you build something and you're super happy about it. Okay. Everything works as intended. So the last little bit that we have to kind of figure out, or I have to figure out rather, is what we're going to do with this area. So we wanted to get one more habitat into the build. So what I'm thinking is that we can have our exit right here, I think, and we kind of do like a flat wall or something like that. We can kind of work in some really cool shapes. So if we were to do something like this. So we could have this rather large habitat block. So we could fit at least one more habitat in here for sure. Creating a koi pond would have been like such an amazing experience. I think that would be super cool. Oh, look at that. We got our first award for adopting our first exhibit species. Can't go wrong with that. So we look at Oceania. Let's see what other type of animals. So we have the red kangaroo, which is like an iconic Australian animal. Like, what zoo is complete without a red kangaroo? It's a different biome, which is really nice because we have like, so far we've gone through like 3 different biomes. Kind of have like a tropical oasis. We have a grassland, and then we kind of have like a desert almost. Not a desert, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like 3 different distinct exhibits. A dingo. We actually originally had the dingo, and I botched that build so bad. But they require a lot of space. That's the issue. We need at least 2. It's 1,200 meters. That's a lot. I don't know. So let's just plan this out a little bit more. So we can do something like this. Have the barrier kind of come out right here, loop down, loop up, like that. I don't know if we could fit a dingo there. But I agree, dingo would be the way to go. Like, that's also another iconic animal, and we kind of mess it up. You are right, we could do part indoor, part outdoor, which is a really cool concept. And it might actually make good use of this little, like, weird offshoot, like L shape that we've created. Man, this Australian house down under's gotten a lot bigger than I ever anticipated. You are right, 2 different viewing experiences is really cool. It would make a good use. Guess it's the dingo, because that's going to get us our desert biome, which is what we're missing so far in the Australian house. Okay, let's see if we can make this work. This build has so many different groupings for walls. I can't figure out which one to use. Blob, your Snowtopian looks amazing. I just gotta say that. Like I'm super jealous of that build. That looks like it's a gorgeous build. Oh, I just want to say like amazing. And on top of that, I'm super happy that you're posting it back on YouTube. We determined that what did you miss? We know that our next animal, we know what our last animal is going to be for our habitat house. Wonder if maybe we can kind of do something fun with this. Kind of make it look a little bit more unique, you know? You just gotta keep the community guessing. That's what you gotta do, Wally. And we can kind of like corner it off a little bit. And then what we can do is we can actually make this all black. Oof, maybe not black. Maybe like a nice gray. So then we can do something like this. And then if we get those Australian dots, kind of liking this idea already. Hang on. Bear with me here. What did I miss with this entire conversation? We're a reflection of Gunther. Poor Blob taking some abuse from Lynn, who's like the sweetest person ever. I just think Blob has awoken the beast inside of Lynn when it comes to proper grammar and language when it comes to typing out Snowtopen. What has this conversation devolved into? As a Canadian, we just say sorry to everybody for everything that we do. So what Lynn is trying to say is that every time we said we were pronouncing the O with the line through it at the same time. Little do we know. How would you pronounce that? Would it be Wowie? The things we learn. The things we learn. Come hang out with Gunther and learn different languages. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? I'm not even going to try. It doesn't even look like normal letters to me. Come on, Max. You at least got to give me a basis. How would you pronounce something like that? Would it be umlaut? Or did I just like make a terrible faux pas when I said that out loud? I did not nail it. Don't lie. Farthest from it. Oh my goodness. Oh wait, this is for dingoes. Hang on. It needs to be 4 feet. That's definitely not anywhere near 4 feet. This was some of the feedback that I'd actually gotten in the original build. That the concern was that the habitat just may not have been secure enough. Try staying but in a disgusted way. Coming along here. It's turned into something, that's for sure. So what did everybody think of oh, sorry, I was. Hang on. Go ahead. We're all. I don't know, man. I don't know how to pronounce that. I just got so focused on creating this barrier wall. Honestly, was not purposely ignoring the chat. No, I would never do something like that ever. I feel the shock. Okay, so we have our barrier wall set up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cheat a little bit here. So hashtag so not Canadian now. Okay, hang on 2 seconds. What is it? What are we trying to say again? AOUB. It's you? No, that's not right. So the A is pronounced like the E in bet. So eh. O is pronounced like the I in bird. I can't. My brain can't even do that. U is pronounced similar to the French U in tu. I can't. My brain. My brain actually. My brain can't pronounce that. I'm actually looking at it like the phonetic spelling of it, and I can't do it. I'm sorry. I tried. It's just like my brain hurts looking at that. I feel bad. I feel bad for anybody who watches this video not live and they see that, like, and they're just gonna be like, why? What are they trying to do? Like, why is this a real thing? Yeah, exactly. That is the legitimate concern, is that I will sound insane. It does. It looks like goatee. But I guess like the difference is like where you enunciate like certain letters. GH is pronounced as in tough. Makes total sense. Makes total sense to me, Max. Just when you think you're out of school, somebody comes and grabs you and brings you right back into it. You know who I think would appreciate this? You know who would I feel like would appreciate this? Sparrow would very much appreciate this conversation. You need a paper. So I have a question for everybody as we kind of like get close to the end of the stream, because I think we are past the 2 hour mark that I normally limit myself to. There is a game that was just recently announced at Gamescom, and I'm curious if anybody's ever actually heard of the game series Life is Strange. I'll take that. Oh, maybe. I've definitely shared it in the chat in the Discord before. It's a fantastic game. So for those who have never played it, I definitely encourage you to check it out, because it's a very cool, very interesting style of game. I have not seen the trailer where they talk about the new DLC. Share with me, educate me. What DLC did they talk about? Like, should we be excited? Oh, jeez. That's they are focusing a lot on the forces of chaos in Warhammer 3. I find I'm kind of missing my forces of order. I'm waiting for them to make Lizardmen playable. I would love to play Lizardmen in the campaign, like the actual story campaign. You are correct. They are. They aren't. The fact that they worked a little bit on Cathay and the way they did, like they introduced like all new units for Cathay. Like I think like we should just be happy that that happened. Period. Um, so I am not upset by it. Like I get it. There we have it, folks. It's our glass wall into the interior of our into our habitat for the dingo. At least now we have like kind of like 4 walls on our build. It's been a long time. Wood Elf. I used to play Wood Elf in Warhammer before they ended the support for them. I love my Wood Elves. Just like they're so awesome and so interesting to play. I kind of like how this looks. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Like everywhere that you look in here, it's just something different, and you can kind of see all 4 habitats from the entrance, which is important. It's like that's the key part. Still a little dim, but I think we can figure that out. We can work with that. This is going to be a really empty space, so maybe we'll just kind of like reutilize this somewhere else. Like maybe put another one down. I'm actually pretty shocked that this worked out the way it did. Although what I would like to do is figure out how we can clean this up a little bit. I do not have a magic roof. There are support beams all over the place. Thank you very much. You know how much concrete like this building is holding up right now? It's like one small gust of wind and it would be the end of like whatever guests were in this building. So in my defense, if you look, we have supporting I-beams crisscrossing the entire building. So far we have one load-bearing support. I'm going to place another one in the habitat. We'll have another load-bearing support like right here, kind of like dead center. So we'll kind of match it and just kind of push it all the way over here. So we have load-bearing support everywhere. One would argue that a lot of the buildings would actually have additional load-bearing support inside of it. So really, it's just like this area that I'm a little concerned about, which is why we have so much of the so many I-beams running everywhere. That is my story. I'm sticking with it. It works. Don't give me a hard time. I hear that they had a huge update for City Skylines 2, and a lot of people are really impressed with it. I actually have another game that I'm gonna have. I'm gonna play a little bit in it. It reminds me very much of City Skylines in the sense that it's a city builder. I'm gonna pop it in the chat. Hang on. I'm really excited for this game. Actually, I've had it in my library for a really long time. But the cool thing about this is like it's more of kind of like a laid back. It's a very laid back game. So I played the demo of this game when it came out and immediately fell in love with the style and the gameplay. It was just updated. It's a fantastic. I've had it since like early access. Like I think I had it like for one of their betas. One of the beta demo. I think it was like a demo. I wonder what that crazy reason was. Right on. Just a little bit of extra detailing. We'll do that later, but I think this is the perfect place for us to end because we've kind of accomplished a lot of what we wanted to do today. Our platypus habitat is ready to go. That's all set up. We just got to do a little bit of detailing in the back here. Our weird waterfalls hanging sideways. We'll place some power and water filtration services here, nice tucked away where nobody can see them. And then what I'm thinking of doing is having some it's going to be like a loading area. So we'll have like some containers and stuff like that, and we can kind of wrap it around and have it serviced from this entrance over here. So they all come through here, and they can kind of sneak their way up here. So I think that works out really well. But our Australian house, which is the largest building I think I've ever built in this game, is coming together. That's it right there. This house is the size of our entire Oceania place, which blows my mind. So I'm really excited for that. In other news, I have an idea of what I'm going to do here. I've done some research and I found this really cool concept, early concept art of Planet Zoo, the New World Pack, and they had this really cool double restaurant or like double food box system. So I think I'm actually going to utilize that as some base ground for placing some type of like little eating station with like a little picnic area set up. We have some foliage plots ready to go, so if anybody wants to tackle that with me, by all means. And then maybe we can place in there. Maybe we'll place some like wallaby habitats in here. And then with that, I think our Australian section will be kind of completed, and we can move on to our next section. What that will be, nobody knows, not even me. But I'm digging what we've created today. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming to hang out. I really appreciate it. It was nice just to kind of chat and joke, and you guys made fun of me and how I pronounce different languages. I was definitely not ignoring anybody. I just want to be very clear on that one. But for those who are in North America, please stay cool out there. It's very warm, very hot right now, as evident by our conversation earlier. And thanks guys, just coming to hang out with me. I really appreciate it. It's been a fantastic time, and I really appreciate everything that you guys did. We have AC, so I'll sleep just fine because I'm a thick-skinned Canadian. I've worked in retail for so long that people can say whatever they want. It really doesn't bother me anymore. Because despite the concept that Canadians are always nice, unfortunately it's far from it, which is really sad. But thanks for joining me, everybody. I really appreciate it. It was just nice to hang out and get some more Planet Zoo built. It's been a long time since I've been playing Planet Zoo. Baldur's Gate has definitely sucked up a lot of my life. But hopefully not. Well, hopefully we'll get somewhere with this completed soon. Man, I just love looking at this. And I think once we have like all the everything kind of like carried all the way across, I think it'll look even better. Like this is just that's so cool. I was nervous about this platypus habitat. I'm not gonna lie, I was really nervous about it, but I think we've built something really cool, and that's all that matters. Just having fun building in Planet Zoo. So thanks very much, everybody, for your help. I don't know if I would have been able to do this without you guys. But stick tuned. I'm going to try to do more streams, so trying to do a stream every weekend, I think. It may not just be Planet Zoo. Hopefully, when we get it, Planet Coaster will be part of that. Maybe we'll do some Planet Coaster 1 in preparation for Planet Coaster 2, because I have not actually played Planet Coaster in a really long time. So who knows? Maybe we'll kind of have some fun over there. But in the meantime, if you're not part of the Discord, come and hang out with us. It's always fun to chill there. And without further ado, I will say thank you and goodbye, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. And as always, ciao for now.